Think you know the Brooks Ghost? Think again. Introducing the all-new, better-than-ever Ghost 16. Now with nitrogen-infused cushioning for lightweight, supreme softness that feels good every step, every street, every single day. So go ahead, take your daily joyride in the all-new nitrogen-infused Ghost 16. It'll turn your everyday miles into everyday endorphins. Let's run there. Head to brooksrunning.com to learn more.
The thing that I fought tooth and nail to bring my son into is Dungeons and Dragons. That is the ultimate solution to parenthood.
I'm Alexis Ohanian. In my podcast, Business Dad, I'm hoping to open up the conversation about balancing careers and family. I talked to Rainn Wilson. I wanted to learn more about Rainn's advice to play D&D with your kids. Business Dad is available now, so be sure to listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And now, listen to this on the Toddcast podcast.
Dirty Honey has been around since 2017, although they didn't release their debut until 2019. And it's incredible when you think, as an indie band, they've had a #1 song on Billboard's mainstream rock songs chart with When I'm Gone. Here's a band living the rock star life, opening up for Guns N' Roses, Kiss, The Who, The Black Crowes, and we had a great conversation with their singer Marc Labelle, getting into the shows that he was binge watching at the time. We talked about aliens and visiting Earth, how they'd played an NHL Winter Classic, touring with Mammoth WVH, the Batman and the Green Book came up, so did Trimming Weed, Aerosmith, the Stones, and Mark shared a near-death story involving a grizzly bear. Listen to this.
Oh, yeah, I got a good one for you. I won't say I should have died.
Could
I definitely could have died in a horrible death. But I was in the mountains. I was in Wyoming. And my buddy and I, we were trying to photograph. I love wildlife photography, so grizzly bears, wolves, moose, whatever. Mostly grizzly bears and wolves. And so it was actually during COVID. We were like looking to get out of the house. We go to some of the national parks and buzz around that area, and obviously there's woodsy backcountry areas that aren't in the national parks, and you can see some stuff. So we go out into the backcountry, and we come across like a dead elk carcass, and there's just birds flying all over it. And that's usually a pretty good sign that like a wolf or like a grizz, something is coming to feed on it. So we like sit on it for like a day. We're just, keeping our distance, hoping something comes around, and we don't see anything. And, the next morning we wake up and I go and I'm like, I'm going to go check on the carcass, see if like something made on it overnight or whatever. And we parked probably 300 yards away from the kill site, we called it. Yep. And I'm walking towards this thing. I get like 50 yards away from it. And out of the corner of my eye, I see 3 grizzly bears all on their hind legs looking at me walk towards their food. And I'm just like, holy shit. And you're not supposed to run. No. But what do? I was kind of in a position where I could see the bears, but my buddy who was back at our van couldn't. And I like turned back to him and I'm like, hey man, like grab the bear spray, grab the gun. And he's like, what? Couldn't hear me, couldn't understand me.
Grab that shit.
I was like, grab a fucking bear spray. He's like, what? And I just, in a split second decision, just decided I'm bolting to this van, and hopefully they get the memo that something serious is going on. And they did, and they're like pointing at me laughing, and they're like, why is he running? And I like, when I got into earshot of them, I was like, fucking grizzly bears, like, let's go. And we jumped into a Jeep nearby, and we kind of like rode over there safely, and these bears just like chilled with us for like 40 minutes, and we got to photograph them, got some amazing photos. But
wow.
Yeah, I was running like for my life.
Yeah, you don't mess
at least
with
they weren't chasing me, but
and their food.
Yeah, that's like, they say that's like one of the 2 surefire ways like to get in a bad situation is like be in between a mother and their cubs, or be near a grizz while they're protecting a food source, and that's not good. So
I had a black bear chase me up in when I was living up in Terrace, northern BC. and it chased me for about 100 meters or so. But thankfully, I had probably about a 400 meter,
Gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, man, my whole body, like even now telling the story, I'm fucking my whole, like every hair on my body was like,
Yeah.
on end,
No,
man.
sure.
Like, I literally thought I was gonna die.
Yeah. I was right there with you. I mean, in 3 Grizz, like,
Yeah.
I got it. You don't have a chance against one,
No.
Um,
And what do you do? Like if it were to catch you, is it like the Grizzlies? Are they like you ball up, or like what do you do for that?
You're supposed to just like cover the back of your neck because they can't open their mouth too wide. They kind of have a pretty narrow gap. So I mean, like they're obviously going to maul you and claw you, and that's obviously not good. But
yeah,
I mean, you probably don't have a chance if you wind up in that situation. But
probably not.
You're supposed to just ball up, cover your neck, and hope for the best, and not run because they immediately think you're prey.
Wow.
But yeah, it's not good. You're supposed to have bear spray on you, and I usually do, and I just didn't in that one like 90-second circumstance, and I never again will go anywhere without it.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it was wild.
Yep,
I got some good picks though. We got some good picks.
Listen to This on the Toddcast podcast is brought to you by Tedco RV Supplies in Langley, an ICBC-approved repair shop. Visit them on Facebook and Twitter at Tedco RV Supplies.
Talmor, Sheshin Marachi. Talmor is my home. My family have worked the land for generations. My gran says the island does not belong to us, but we belong to the island. And we must be ready, for a great evil is coming, and death follows with it.
Listen and subscribe to the latest season of Undertow, The Harrowing, a Storyglass production presented by Realm, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Burntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I uncover the blasphemous truth of a plague-ridden world, that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Burntwine, coming January 2nd, wherever podcasts are available.